In Umudike village, eastern part of Nigeria, everyone knew one rule: never go to the river on Nkwo market day. The river goddess, Osimiri, bathed there, and anyone who disturbed her would be cursed and the person's life will never remain the same. For decades, the villagers obeyed this law. But one Nkwo market day, Kelechi's life changed forever. Kelechi was the only son of Chief Nnamdi. He had bright eyes and a kind heart. Long ago, his father loved and cherished him. He was the golden boy of his father. But after his mother died, everything changed. Chief Nnamdi married Ezine, a mean woman. She had a son, Obina, who was cruel and loved to bully Kelechi. Ezine made the chief hate Kelechi. They treated him like a servant, not a son. Ezine and Obina wore fine clothes and ate good food. Kelechi wore old rags and got only scraps. "Lazy boy," Ezine shouted. "You do nothing," Obina lied, saying Kelechi broke his things. The chief believed them without asking questions. "You shame your mother," he yelled, hitting Kelechi with his stick. Kelechi cried, "Papa, I didn't do it." But nobody listened. At night, Kelechi slept outside by the kitchen fire, wrapped in his mother's old cloth. "Mama, are you watching?" he whispered. He was hungry and cold, but never stopped hoping. One morning, on Nkwo market day, Ezine shouted, "Kelechi, go get water from the river." Kelechi's heart raced. "But it's Nkwo day. The river is forbidden." Ezine slapped him hard. "Go now, or you'll eat dirt." Obina laughed and mocked Kelechi. "Maybe he'll come back with a fish tail." Kelechi grabbed a clay pot, shaking, and walked to the river. As he walked, his heart pounded. Cold blood ran through his vein. Villagers saw him and whispered, scared. Nobody stopped him because they feared Ezine, and nobody wanted her bags of troubles. Kelechi walked through the forest, his heart pounding. At the river, he saw a young man lying on a rock covered in blood, barely alive. His clothes were torn, and he looked like he was dying. Seeing this, fears gripped him the more. But Kelechi mustered courage, dropped his pot, and ran to the man. "Are you okay?" he asked, shaking him. The man's eyes opened a little, but he couldn't speak. Kelechi tore his mother's cloth and pressed it on the man's wound. He scooped water from the river and poured it into the man's mouth. "Don't die," he said, but the man stopped breathing. Suddenly, the river moved. The water shook and the birds went quiet. A bright light rose, and Osimiri, the river goddess, appeared. She was tall, with shiny skin and hair like water. "Who comes to my river on Nkwo Day?" she boomed. Kelechi fell to his knees, scared. "Please don't be angry. Mother goddess, my stepmother made me come. I cannot disobey her. I found this man dying. I had to help." Osimiri looked at him. "You help a stranger?" Kelechi nodded, crying. "He's dying. I couldn't leave him." Osimiri's voice softened. "You have a good heart. I won't curse you. I'll give you one wish. What do you want?" Kelechi thought about his hard life. Ezine's slaps, Obina's lies, sleeping outside. He could ask for money or freedom. But he looked at the man. "Please save his life," he said. Simiri looked surprised. "You wish for his life?" Kelechi nodded. "He doesn't deserve to die." Osimiri smiled. "You're kind in a mean world." She raised her hands, and the river spun around the man like a shiny blanket. Kelechi watched, amazed, as the man coughed and opened his eyes. He was alive. "Your kindness is strong," Osimiri said. "You saved the prince today. One day he may save you." Then she disappeared, and the river was calm. The man looked at Kelechi. "You saved me. What's your name?" he asked weakly. Before Kelechi could answer, he heard horses coming. Scared, he grabbed his pot and ran into the forest. The man called, "Wait!" But Kelechi was gone. Men in silver and blue clothes arrived and bowed. "Prince Chidi, Prince of Ikwano," one shouted. "We thought you died." Chidi looked at the forest. "A boy saved me. I don't know his name, but I'll find him." Kelechi ran back to Umudike with his empty pot. He was breathing hard. Villagers stared. He went to the river on Inko Day and didn't die, they whispered. The spirits love him. He must be a special boy. At home, Ezine and Obina were shocked to see him. You're alive, Ezine yelled, hiding her fear. Sleep outside, useless boy. Kelechi curled up by the fire, but he felt hope. He had saved someone and the goddess had spoken. In Ikwano, Prince Chidi told his father, King Azuka, a boy saved me by the river. I must find him. The king said, nobody goes to the river on Nko Day. Was he a spirit? Chidi shook his head. He was real. His eyes were kind. The king stood. Call every young man to the palace. Chidi will choose his friend. Word spread fast. Prince Chidi wanted the boy who saved him. In Umudike, Ezine dressed Obina in fine clothes. You'll go to the palace, she said, ignoring Kelechi as he washed pots. Kelechi's heart hurt. I'll never see the palace, he thought. I'm just a servant in my father's house. I wished Mama was here. That evening, Ezine smiled fakely. Kelechi, get water from the river before dark. Kelechi obeyed, not knowing Ezine, and Obina followed him. As he filled his pot, he heard steps. He turned, but a stick hit his head. Ezine and Obina stood over him, angry. You'll never be better than us, Obina said. They pushed Kelechi into the river and ran away, but the gods saw everything. That night, Prince Chidi felt restless and rode to the river. He saw something floating, a body. He jumped in and pulled Kelechi out. It's him, Chidi gasped, recognizing the boy. You can't die! He carried Kelechi to Ikwano, riding fast. The palace was busy. The king brought in healers and priests from far and near. They walked all night using herbs and prayers. Chidi stayed by Kelechi, saying, please wake up. At sunrise, Kelechi coughed and opened his eyes. Where am I? He asked. Chidi smiled. You're safe with me. Days later, Kelechi wore soft clothes and stood in the palace garden, amazed. Chidi put a woven crown on his head. You saved me twice, Chidi said, from death and from a lonely life. Kelechi blushed. Why me? There were others. Chidi held his hand. You saw my heart. You gave up a wish for me. In Umudike, Osimiri rose from the river, angry. She appeared before Ezine and Obina. You hurt my chosen boy, she shouted. A big leopard jumped out, scratching Obina's arm, making it useless. Obina screamed. Ezine begged, spare us. Osimiri said, you didn't care for Kelechi, now confess. Ezine Koti cried, I sent him to die because I was scared he'd be better than Obina. Villagers gasped, shocked. Osimiri said, you won't die, but you'll work in the palace kitchen watching Kelechi rise. The leopard left and Ezine fell, crying. Weeks later, palace bells rang. Kelechi, in a shiny silver cloth, stood with Chidi, named his best friend. I choose you, Chidi said. Kelechi smiled. I choose you too. They hugged as people cheered. In the palace kitchen, Ezine and Obina worked, sad and quiet, watching Kelechi, once a servant, now honored. Umudike girls whispered, he wore rags, but now he's great. If the river knows you, your dreams will live.